Greetings, community. It's Kevin of Japan Comics, and I'm here with another unboxing. Appreciate you guys being here. Happy Halloween. I received a pre-order from DCBS, and I'm really grateful that they end up basically almost 2 days shipping it to me. That was really nice of them, and the reason why and my belief that they did it is because they knew that I ended up ordering books, Halloween specials, and I only make the assumption that they knew that I wanted to basically have these things for Halloween. Being that today's Halloween, they got them to me in time. So I'm so grateful that they did that. So that allows me to hand them out to kids when they come over. So that's so cool that they're able to do that. I mean, it must cost a lot of money. Without any further ado, and thanking DCBS anymore, I want to thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you being here. Las Cruces, as always, man, you're awesome. Happy Halloween to you. And yeah, let's check out the pre-order that I received, huh? Starting off, like I may mention, is all these Halloween specials. So I end up, like I said, buying a bunch. These that I'm showing you right now are the ones that I end up keeping myself. Let's see, I'm gonna put them like that and like that. So that's the Spider-Man versions there. For the kids, that was the kids version of the spider stuff. When I mean kids, I mean definitely the younger ones. And then these are for, I don't know, anywhere from around the 9 to probably, our age. So these are the ones I'm going to keep for me. I've yet to go to the store. So when I go to the store, I'll end up hitting up the shops. If they have any they want to either sell above what I'm able to receive for free so I can give out more to the kids, or than what they would rather donate. And then I like to also inform the kids' parents where I end up getting the books from. So hopefully, it's kind of like advertisement for the LCSs. And hopefully, encourage more purchases for the shops themselves. Increase the business advertisement type stuff. But the ultimate goal is simple: giving out books to kids. My appreciation to you, sir. I hope you're doing very well. Happy Halloween. And it's been a while since I've seen you, Gray Man. I'm still, I don't know. A lot of times I don't, tell you I'm there, but cover slingers, dude, on the weekends. This is so awesome. You guys look like you're having a great amount of time. Golden Rage. This is a wild story. When women are deemed undesirable, they're sent to an island and to fend for themselves in a very wild and chaotic fashion. They're trying to organize their own way of life, but it's pretty brutal. So that's the story of Golden Rage. Brigade takes us all the way back to the early 90s. They've been re releasing a bunch of image stuff, kind of like a reboot fashion. So I've been digging it because this is some of the stuff that I really enjoyed in the early 90s. True Cult. When the wrong people steal from the wrong people, the wrong things happen. When a person ends up stealing from a Satanist group, that was the wrong thing that happened. And that is the story of True Cult. This is a wild story. Godzilla. I love these Godzilla tales. These are basically stories that are perfect for kids that are just want to get into comics. Also, they tend to be environmental stories, which is very educational for anybody who wants to read it. And they're cool, man. The way they're written, they're a whole lot of fun. John Clark's Something Juicy is something sick. The art's awesome. I'm looking forward to getting into the story. It is not for everyone, but it's definitely for me. Turbo Kid. Now, this is a one shot based off the original story of Turbo Kid, which is, I believe it already was a movie at one point. But the original art gives you a little bit of understanding of what Turbo Kid is. This is a wild, weird, post apocalyptic story. Armageddon game. So, this is one part of this whole event that's happening over in the TMMT world with the Rat King. So, Rat King is the center of attraction in this whole antagonist story for the TMNT. Grid mission number 5, This is a great story of an individual just trying to grab some semblance of what transpired in her death. And, without her knowing, without her approval, which I don't think you're deemed allowed once you die, turns into a Grim Reaper herself, part of a whole team that is tasked to be able to retrieve the dead when, their time has come. All other Grim Reapers know how they died, why they died, and all that other stuff, but this one doesn't. And that's basically the story of what the hell happened. It's pretty cool. It's part mystery, solving and sleuth type stuff, and there's definitely some dark humor in it. Garbage Pail Kid's origin. This is loosely based off of the Captain America story, and I think it's Atom Bomb that they depict in the storyline. So I got that and the blank cover. I really like blank covers. I do live around a bunch of artists, so there's times when I do have the luxury to be able to make requests of something neat to be done on some of these covers. So Siren's Gate is a neat story, speaking of covers, written by a person that normally does covers. Not only written by Shannon Mara, but also all the interior art. It's a very well written story. Not only that, but the art it's all Shannon Mara. She doesn't do interior art. It's all like this painted style, very just insane work by Shannon Mara. And the lettering is very not only appealing, but it does add a lot to the art because it doesn't remove in any way or actually is so attracting that you now only solely focus. It really does complement the art, the story, everything very well. So I do highly recommend Siren's Gate. Jane Foster, Mighty Thor, issue number 5. I've thought the story was a rather flat. I've read 3 of these type of arcs from Jane Foster, and it took me 3 of them to come to the realization that I am not a Jane Foster person. Unfortunately, it took me that long to figure it out. I'm going to try to go in order. There we go. Miracle Man, Scotty version, cover A. This starts off the Miracle Man story again. That will be written by Neil Gaiman. That's issue 0, and then we get into issue number 1. Cover A by, again, Neil Gaiman. And this I am really looking forward to reading for the fact that Neil hasn't been able to do this story in so long. I am curious on his approach. Overall, that's what I'm really looking at. All right, Dark Ride. All right, so this is issue number 1, cover C. This is probably my favorite cover. This character, I believe, is going to be a significant character in this Dark Ride universe, and I really love how this story is already developed. This is the cover B, I believe, which is this. This character has already turned out to be quite the little devil. I believe you are correct there, sir, and I believe that's the whole idea. Is he's bringing it on back in the sense of he's trying to do this run all over. Goth Demon Girl, most definitely. The artist is also a younger female, and she kind of is a gothic girl herself, so it did work out very nicely. So this is the cover A of Dark Ride. Basically, it's a story of an amusement park where the family has essentially sold their souls to create the ultimate theme horror amusement park. And issue number 1 is a beautiful setup too. I'm hoping to be a great story because issue 1 is, like I said, brilliantly written, in my opinion. Cruising over to DC, we get a look at that. Isn't this an awesome cover? So it's a Joker, issue number 1, foil.
Oh, I was going to ask how Alexis
And this
is
is
doing.
God, I can't read it. The Joker and the Man Who Stopped Laughing. Okay, that's what it is. Not wearing any glasses. So this is the foil version. So I had to throw in a comic clear. Digging that cover. Survival Street. There's a lot of political satire. There's a lot of social. There's a lot of economic. There's a lot of stuff in this book that is just so well written and so enjoyable to read that I don't think 4 issues was enough. Truly, in my opinion. Can't wait to get into issue number 3. Look at that Fleeks cover. So awesome. Oh, got that wrong. Oh, there we go. All right, now Midnight Suns. Now this is the video game cover. So what I mean by that, these are the skins that would be utilized for the characters in the video game. And then this is the actual cover A. And this story was originally written to be supporting the video games that's going to be cutting them out. The story is pretty well written. It's a very enjoyable read. I was rather surprised. I thought it was just going to be a money grab. And I'm a sucker. I like to buy a lot of these stories. I read this stuff. So I wasn't really thinking that much of it, in the sense I wasn't expecting a whole lot. Zero expectations. I have to say, exceeded them. No, it was enjoyable to read. I can't afford the original, so that's why I keep getting all these reprint type stuff. I'm digging this stuff. I've been buying as many as I can. Like I said, I can't afford the original versions of these books. So also, if I did have them, I wouldn't want to touch them. So this allows me to thoroughly enjoy these reads in a medium that I appreciate. Monkey Prince. Now, this is a book I can't talk enough about. Seriously, DC with this character is probably one of my favorite DC books out in the DC universe. So I'm not talking like Black Label or any of that. I'm just talking about, again, a character that's in the regular now DC universe. This is probably one of my most enjoyable reads. I look forward to this book more than almost any other book coming out of DC. Seriously, on a regular basis, even though it's only a 12-issue series. Silver Coin. Silver Coin issue number 15. Every 5 issues, they give you a little bit more in-depth understanding of what the curse of this coin truly is. This poor guy, he was dying. This is the 3rd time we see him, and he's just tortured. It's a very, very dark anthology story based on and centered around this coin. Kind of a monkey paw thing, be careful what you wish for type deal. And it's just thoroughly enjoyable if you're into that dark horror type of read. Me personally, I like this dark horror anthology. Those the stories that we used to watch when we were kids. Night Gallery, Twilight Zone. That's kind of how this stuff is depicted, and I'm digging it. Forever Forward. The only way to go back in time is to go forward in time. That is the premise behind the story by Mr. Kaplan. I really am enjoying this read, especially the fact that it is loosely based around, science. Right now, we can play with time and we can, manipulate certain things. And the fact that we're playing with time in this manner, in a different manner that I've seen time played with, is enjoyable for me to read. Because time travel usually is like a fix-it-all, a way of just explaining something stupid that you couldn't explain right before. So you said, oh, we went back in time and fixed it. But to go forward in time, to go back just to get to an origin, I like that. I like that. Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids, issue number 4. This finishes out this mini. For anybody that grew up with these things, this was just thoroughly enjoyable to spend a little bit of time in your nostalgic play box. Reading a bunch of Garbage Pail Kids and Mad Ball stuff. And the fact that they interact like this was just, that was thoroughly awesome. All right, here we go. Now, this Ant-Man miniseries has been exclusively about kind of traveling through time and how one Ant-Man is influencing another, and how it's, this ultimate Ant-Man and this future thing is messing around with time and another time thing. But this has been kind of cool. I've been liking how they've been showing. Again, you're seeing these different Ant-Man suits, and they're going to be doing the same thing with the new upcoming Wasp out. So if this is the right side, they're going to show the left side of the Wasp for all their 4-issue minis. This has been really, really cool. I am an Ant-Man fan. I really like the heart and soul of the character itself. And the fact that they got to play with this Ant-Man in this way, was almost like a Spider-Man story through time type deal, which was again well written and very enjoyable to read. So I'm looking forward to getting issue in 3, 4. Strange. So I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange coming back. Not to say I'm not enjoying this. I'm just saying that it's now getting to a point that I'm chomping on the bit. Seriously. So this is issue number 6. This has been a really enjoyable read. Now we are getting close to, if not this is it, to where we know that Claire is about to battle Strange. And yeah, there's a lot of books in this pre-order. When issue number 3. This is a book I highly recommend for tweens. This is a book that, is talking about a lot of social things in this fairy style make believe world. But the cool thing is they touch on a lot of real life things. And for a Tynion book, this has more heart written stuff than I've ever read from him before. He doesn't normally write in this form, this fashion. So I've been enjoying it for that, almost that reason, under its own exclusivity itself. Okay, I got to cover. A little over revealing here. We go. This. How much you got? Okay, flesh eating cheerleaders from outer space. You're like, wait, what? Yeah, the idea behind the story is first comets come down and they kind of bombard Earth a little bit, and then aliens come down, and they got caught up in some of the damage. They crash onto Earth. The first people to arrive on the scene are these cheerleaders. They're infected by the technology, and now they become these zombie flesh-eating cheerleaders things. I don't know. I'm all in. I saw that. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's me. All right. So, Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man, issue number 1, cover A, and the connecting cover. Now, this is written by Taboo, and I like his writing. It's kind of cool. He doesn't write a whole lot of books, and the books that he has been writing have been doing both well in the secondary market and, as far as reading, in my opinion, pretty well in the first, primary market. So I'm looking forward to this. I've already checked out the art. The art's insane, and the story is essentially about, well, Peter Parker comes to L.A. and he's tripping. I mean, it's like in these weird, trippy, hallucinogenic places. Oh, it's wild. So I haven't got to read it. I only got to kind of flip through some of the art, and yeah, I'm in. I'm definitely in. Prior issue number 1. I believe this is there's a variant. I want to say like cover D or something like that, and then cover A. So this is kind of a what-if story, fantasy tale of Sleeping Beauty not being awakened by her Prince Charming, and instead he decides that he's just going to take over the kingdom. Why wake her up? And then when she does wake up, it's kind of a post-apocalyptic fairy tale of what happens when he just destroys her kingdom. That's the story of Briar. Department of Truth. This is an awesome story that this has to become an ongoing TV series. If not, we will be thoroughly missing out. I mean, yes, this is a great story, all of its own style and medium. However, please make this has got to be on the big screen. This fails to compare what I believe the story really truly could be if it was up on the screen. However, that being stated, that story's awesome. If you're not reading Department of Truth, you're really missing out. Speaking of missing out, if you're not reading Sweetie Candy Vigilante, then you are missing out on probably one of the best vigilante stories that's out there right now. Sweet Candy Vigilante is the daughter of the Candyman, and she's trying to do what's right in the worst way possible. This is a story of just unbelievable methodology on how to take people out in the sweetest way possible. That's so awesome. I hate this place, or as you see it, the explicit version, F this place. They sent me issue number 5. Still don't have issue number 4. This is a tease. This is a great story, and it's very scary. It sends chills right up your spine every time you turn a page. Why? Every time you're thinking, "Oh, I got a handle on what's going on," something else jumps at you at the side. You're like, "What? Stop this, would you?" Okay, turn next page. Ah, that's that's I hate this place. It's an enjoyable read if you want to be scared to death. Hulk issue number 9 for us Hulk people. This is pretty cool. Now this is the cover C. This is your Predator version, and then here's your cover A. And this is the first cover appearance of a brand new Hulk, world and characters and all that. This looks cool. I'm digging this whole Gamma planet thing that's going on. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that one because I know nothing what's going on. Speaking of knowing little what's going on, I have no idea what's going on in this Thor 27. I do already know what's going sliding on 28 and what leads to the end of this 27, but I got to get into this. So this is Thor 27, and I am a huge symbiote slut, and I do know that this influences and affects what's happening over into the Venom Carnage realm. And that's all. I ended up doing an A, B, C, and D on that one. So that's all my covers. Oh, it's 2 DAs, 1 of the B, and 1 of the C. Something like that. I don't know. And then we cruise over to, speaking of Spidey stuff, this ends it right here for the Edge of the Spider-Verse. Issue number 5. This covers the whole Edge of the Spider-Verse, and this leads into the End of the Spider-Verse, which also will be involved in this whole event with Spider-Man issue number 1, written by Dan Slott. So all this is a whole Spider-Verse story extravaganza, thing. It's ramping up pretty cool. The whole 5 issues of this miniseries was to serve 2 purposes. One, to go ahead and give us a bunch of new characters that will be involved into the End of the Spider-Verse tale. And 2, it was 1 5-issue miniseries setup to go ahead and lead us into issue number 1 of Spider-Man and End of the Spider-Verse that will be coming out, I believe, in the end of November. Now I can't afford the original, so I bought this. Like I said, I'm gonna keep buying these things. I'm loving these reprints and these identical versions. They're so cool. I can't wait to get into this. I have never read this original story, just for the fact that I didn't want to read it digitally. Seriously. So I'm looking forward to get into that. Speaking of Spider-Man issue number 1 that I was making mention of before, of Dan Slott. This is it right here. So this is cover A. It's just an amazing Bagley cover. And then Scotty Young, the connecting, and a blank version. So yeah, I've yet to actually get into that also. Now here's something that brings me back to my youth. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday morning cartoon. Now this is your cover A and cover B, Eastman. And yeah, this takes me right back. This was the first book that I ended up reading to my brother when he was born. So this was my way of breaking my brother in and allowing me to read to my brother at an early age. So that means a lot, that book. All right, cruising out from TMNT, we're going to move over to Carnage. Now, Carnage issue number 6, this is just a variant that they yet to send me. So this was making up for lost time. So it's Carnage issue number 6. And then there's a variant of issue number 7 and cover A of issue number 7. Now, Ron V has been doing an excellent job with this story. The story, if you're not reading, is very visceral. Carnage is going around and he's going around, in my opinion, what it seems like he's doing, he's kind of doing what he was objected to do in the beginning of the whole King of Black thing that led into it. Is he's going around collecting codexes. And along with doing that, he's collecting codexes and absorbing the powers of the individuals that had those codexes at the time. He's receiving temporary power, and I don't know what the overall long-term effect of these temporary powers are going to be, or and what he's going to end up doing in the end game of collecting all these codexes. It's turned out to be cool, especially the fact that over in the Venom area, we're actually end up seeing the reintroduction of Codex himself in our realm, which is Dylan, but not in the alternate universe, but in our own. So this is a story that's kind of crossing over into the Venom universe. This is Venom cover 8, issue number 11, showing the character Sleeper. But again, what I'm getting at is the fact that it's between Thor, between Venom, and between Carnage. I think there's going to be this event that's going to end up happening, and more than likely, that's what's going to end up being that symbiote event that's going to end up transpiring in summer. That's why I'm bringing all this up. All right, here we go. Artist Elite, issue number 3. There's a collection. Basically, they're still telling all these little introductory stories of what I believe they're going to be coming out. Now, this is issue number 3. In it, they always tell at least, I think it's 3 stories in it. Part 1, part 2. Oh, okay, so it's, yeah, 3 stories in it. And what that does is it kind of gives you a tease of some of these books that will be coming out from Artist Elite. Now, the only problem that I'm having with that is now by issue number 3, I'm not, how should I say, super involved with these stories because they're only giving me these little tidbits. I need some now full-length stories. So I know they're going to keep getting these things for at least the next 2 more issues, but I am just chomping on the bit for a full-length book from Artist Elite. So please, if you guys are listening. Now, over into the DC, this is one of those books by Tynion. That's Nice House on the Lake, issue number 10 of 12. It's been a while since we ended up getting one of these books from Tynion. So, like I said, this is issue number 10. We only have a few more books to go. I was really eager to go ahead and jump into the story. 1, because I had kind of forgotten what the issue 9 was going on. But 2, I do know that it led into something that was kind of cool. And issue number 10, wow, I did read it, and there's some heavy jerking going on in the sense of you are really feeling kind of effed up about all the decisions that are now have to be made, both on the behalf of, let's call it, the alien individual, and what's happening within the house itself. And it's just starting to get a little nuts. Junkyard Joe. This is a character out of the Geiger story, and this is a side splendid story from there. Gives you a little bit more background understanding of the character that was in the Geiger story that played a pretty significant role. And I know nothing of the story, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. The individuals that I know that did read it really thought it was enjoyable, so I'm kind of salivating. Here we go, Ghost Rider. I've been really enjoying Ghost Rider because I've always been a fan of Ghost Rider, and 2, it's always been by the writers, especially Percy, that have been writing Ghost Rider, I don't know, in the past few years, have been remaining rather true to, I believe, the character. And this guy is still grappling with a lot of stuff. But the fact that now he's grappling with more than just his own, life issues and things that are parasitically attached, and this new character that's coming out, Ghost Rider is just so fun. Ghost Rider is so fun. All right, here we go. Amazing Spider-Man. Now, I've been waiting for issue number 10 because I had issue number 11 for a while. I was waiting on my pre-order to arrive, and here it is. Issue number 10, which is going to be now on one of my top lists to go ahead and read, and issue number 11. This is all ramping up to the whole Gold Goblin story that's coming out, and then Red Goblin's coming back. Basically, we're going to get a huge Goblin story that's coming out. You're going to see every Goblin in the universe. It's going to be raining goblins pretty soon. And I believe those stories are going to be coming out from November all the way into probably January of all these kind of goblin stories. I've been really enjoying what they're doing in Spider-Man. You know, Zeb Wells has been doing a great job with the writing of this. There's a great pace to Spider-Man. And the last book here, and thank you everyone for hanging out, is the Image Anthology, issue number 6. They've been doing a great job with all these stories in this anthology tale. That's going to be a 12-issue maxi series. This is something long overdue, in my opinion, from Image. So I hope they keep doing this again. You know, maybe every other year to do, 1 year on, 1 year off type thing, anthology story, and then see what picks up. Then go ahead and make some books. I like the idea. I've been enjoying it. So that's pretty much it of the huge monster lot of the pre-order that I ended up receiving. I want to thank DCBS for rushing these books to me as soon as they did. This allows me to go ahead and hand out those books to the kids that come over here for Halloween. Love to both give out candy, pretzels, and comics. It's what we do. Hey, I appreciate you guys for hanging out the whole time. You guys are awesome. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. You stay safe. And if you're going to drink, do it excessively. If you're going to eat, do it excessively. And if you're going to sleep, do it excessively. And that's pretty much it for me. Entropy. Thank you, everybody. Stay well. Till next time.